Andleigh Drive here in the heart of Mulgrave, the property that is going up for sale. For those of you that are here to bid, we wish you all the best of luck with your bidding endeavours, and of course to the purchasers, we'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate you in advance for your absolute stunning of this beautiful, picturesque family home. We'd also like to take this opportunity to thank the vendors for entrusting us in the sale of their most prized possession. The auction will be conducted in accordance with the rules and any additional conditions that were made available for inspection before the commencement of the auction. As the auctioneer, I'll be indicating bidders on request, and I have the right to place bids on behalf of the sellers, otherwise known as vendor bids, and if and when I choose to place those bids, we'll make it very clear by simply stating the words vendor bid. These rules prohibit false bids, prohibit major disruptions by bidders attempting to prevent others from bidding, and provide fines for such conduct. And last but not least, when this paperwork hits my hand and the property is deemed sold, we'll take absolutely no late bids or offers beyond that particular point. I'd also like to point out that in the instance in which you are bidding against vendor bids, by bidding above the highest vendor bid, you'll earn yourself the exclusive rights to negotiate with the sellers, which of course, statistically speaking, will dramatically increase the chances of you being successful. Now, if and when we're on the market and selling the property, the highest bidder will be the buyer, so bid with confidence beyond that point, knowing that of course we are playing for keeps. I'd also like to point out at the pointy end of the auction, if my gut feeling is that any of the underbidders would like to bid further than what they planned to bid here this afternoon, I will give them time to make those considerations. There'll be giveaway signs like phone calls being made, partners consulted, and or calculators pulled out. If you're holding the highest bid and this particular situation transpires, please excuse me in advance. I can almost guarantee you that you'll become very frustrated with me, but as a cheeky side note, if we had the pleasure of selling your property, you'll be extremely grateful for such conduct. A 10% deposit is all that is due and payable should you be the successful buyer. The remaining is not due until settlement, falling smack bang on 90 days, assuming that this afternoon just happens to be the purchase date. Now, this particular property, it speaks for itself. It comes as no surprise to us that we've seen an abundance of families walk through the duration of the campaign. We've seen over half a dozen people walk through on multiple inspections and private tours, and no doubt the children have already picked their rooms in advance. There's only one lucky family that will be the successful buyer here this afternoon, and the rest of them will miss out and go back on their search on realestate.com or Domain, their web portal of choice. And of course, the lesson there is bid to your absolute capacity, if of course required to secure the purchase of your future family home. Keep in mind, when you're bidding to your capacity, the moment you move in, you'll immediately build an emotional connection with the property, and the price of the property's worth to you will escalate somewhat instantaneously. 730 square metres of soil underpinning your family's future in arguably what is the best street in Mulgrave here, neatly nestled away in the safe and secluded side streets of which is the Haverbrack estate. 4 bedrooms spread throughout with a master out the front with a walk-in and ensuite as well. Buys, of course, the several other bedrooms out the back with a bathroom as well to assist the family living. Beautiful open land living, dual living zones. You've got the courtyard, swimming pool area, and of course the entertainment area down the strip of the property as well. There's absolutely nothing left for you to do. Just move right in as is in what is the most undervalued suburb in the city of Monash, of which is Mulgrave, geographically located in an immaculate location, 34 Andleigh Drive in Mulgrave, the property that is going up for sale. For those of you that are tuning in online, thank you very much for doing so. And for those of you that are here to purchase, here's your opportunity to jump in nice and early and call this property your very own. Without further ado now, who would like to get the auction underway with an opening bid and opening offer at any level? Aldwin?
1 million.
At $1 million, bid is out the back corner, and I wish you all the best with the auction. At $1 million, fairly bid away now, you're in front of the million. Good to see you, Andy. At $1 million now, the bid and offer now, far left corner, will take rises of 20,000 in time. At 1, the bid at $1 million and 20 buyers jumping quickly. At $1 million offer and 20 buyers quickly. At $1 million and 20 we search for, $1 million out the back. We shouldn't be hesitating at this level. At $1 million, the bid at 20 buyers, we welcome you and we need a bid right now. If of course you are here to buy, once at 1 million, twice at 1 million, third and final call at $1 million only. Are we all done? 20, at $1 million and 20 now. I saw your hand move before it even came out of the pocket. At $1 million and 20 now, at $1 million and 20, right hand side, and I wish you all the best with the auction. At 1 million and 20 and 40 now, back against you, 60. A quick rebuttal's a good one, jump back in rapidly. We won't take less than 20. $1 million and 40, you're in second place now. If you don't bid, you simply won't buy. At $1 million and 40,000, not sure what you're both talking about, but you just need a bit to buy. At $1 million and 40, nothing to discuss. At $1 million and 40, 60, it's pretty straightforward. 40 out the corner, jump back now once. At $1 million and 40, 60 quickly. Got it, 60, at 60, at 60, and I wish you all the best. Competition well and truly ignited, 80 back against you, and I wish you all the best with the auction. 1.1, the natural next step. At $1 million and 80 quickly now. At $1 million and 80 at 1-1 to jump back in now. If you don't bid, you won't buy. Not sure what the tactic is here. At 80, 1-1, confirming the bid. At 80, 1-1 to jump back in. Here's your chance. At $1 million and 80, 1-1, yes. At 80, once, done, out. Finished, silent, second opportunity, 1, at 1.1 and 2, at 1.12 to jump straight back over the top, at 1-1 and 2, at 1-1-2, at 1-1-2, at 1-1-2, we need to know at 1-1 the bid now with your competitors. You're in second place, it doesn't count for much under auction conditions. Let's jump back in now, 1-1-2, at 1-1 the bid, thanks for live streaming, Abdi, at 1-1 and 1-1-2, jump back in quickly, at 1-1-2, 2, at 1-1-2, I'm going to call it 3 times. At 10, we'll take it. At $1 million and 110. At $1 million and 110, welcome back now. Good to see you again. I thought we lost you for a moment, but you've been resuscitated, and I welcome you back. We've opened up swivel auction, your arms in front of $1 million and 110. 20, yes. At $1 million and 120, yes. 10, 20, 10, 20. Aldwin, need to know quickly. At $1 million and 110 for this absolutely stunning masterpiece of a family home. You'll be living here for many, many years to come. Those priceless family memories you are going to create somewhat instantaneously from the very moment you move in. At $1 million and 110, 10, 20, need to know, I'm going to pass it in to your competition and we're going to negotiate with them exclusively. You'll miss out on the opportunity to do so. At $1 million and 110, don't say I didn't warn you guys. I'm going to call it 3 more times specifically here. Once at $1 million and 110, 20. 20. At 20, is that a 30?
We're not bidding.
Someone thinks otherwise. Back now, 20, 30. Alex confirming $1 million and 120. $1 million and 120, 30, we need to see it here. At $1 million and 120, 30, 20, 30, 30 to jump back now. At 20 now, at 30 we need to know. 30, 20, how about 30? At $1 million and 120, 30, won't take 5, need to see 10, appreciate the offer. At $1 million and 120, out of respect to the momentum of the auctioneer's got the rights to dictate the increments, 10s at this stage. At $1 million and 120 now, 30 to jump back or you won't be in first place. 30's here at $1 million and 120, 30, once, done, finished, silent, twice, at 1,120,000. 30, welcome back and good to see you once again. At $1 million 130,000, great to get a smile out of you, man. At $1 million $130,000 now. At $1 million 130, I'll communicate directly with you. Probably increase the chance of me getting the increment that I want. At $1 million 130, straight faced on your right hand side. A smile from you though. At $1 million 130, at 40 here. At 40 to jump back at 30, good bidding in front, first place. That's how you purchase property. At $1 million 140 to jump back, yes. 30, 40. Quickly, 30 here, Aldwin out the back. I'm going to be very specific. Bids here at $1 million 130, and I'm going to pass it in and negotiate with the highest bidders if we do not see a better bid or offer. I'm going to walk inside and reveal the reserve, and I'll have the first rights to pay it, and we're getting close now. If you've got interest in excess of this mark, you need to bid now. Once at $1 million and 130, twice at $1 million and 130, third. Final time, all done, all finished.
1-4.
At $1 million and 140, at $1 million and 140 and 50 and back against you. At $1 million and 140 the offer, 50 to jump back in. At 45 we'll take it now, 5. At 50 now jump back at $1 million and 145 and 50, yes. At $1 million and 145 and 50, need to know quickly, shouldn't hesitate, 10,000 above your last rise. Let's jump back in at 50. I'll let you know the very moment we are, valid question though. At $1 million and 150, at $1 million and 150, at $1 million and 150, I'd be asking the same thing. At $1 million and 150 and 55 to jump back now. At $1 million and 150. 50 and 5, 50, 5, jump back at 50 and 5, 5, can't take 2.5. I know what you guys are thinking. At a beginning 150 and 55, 55, yes, 55. Let's jump back in now. At a begin 150,000 at 55, at 50, at 50, at a begin of 150 and 5, 55, 55, at 50 the bid now. Final chance bid is here, front and centre. We're going to call it 3 times only now to begin 150,000. Keep filming up D if we take a pause. At a begin of 155, once we search for 50 the offer. Second opportunity. At a begin of 150 is 5. Need to know. Third and final call. 5, 60. At a begin 160, yeah, good bid, doubling your increments as things get a little bit tense here. At a begin of 160, how about 70? Match your competition's increment and show them you mean business. Let's step up now and flex your auction muscles and 5. At a begin of 165 and granted, back against you. At a begin of 175, at a begin of 175 and 10,000 rise to keep things consistent with your last bid. At a begin of 165 and 75 and 65. Sorry? 2 million at 2 million. At a begin 165, I'll take 5 as a minimum. At a begin 165 and 70, now we won't be slowing down just yet. At a begin of 165 and 70, 70, 70, 70. At 165, bid is here front and centre. At a begin 165, bid out the back. Can we welcome you in? Haven't seen you for a while, I miss you guys. At a begin of 165, surely you've still got interest for this absolute masterpiece of a family home. 34 Andleigh Drive in Mulgrave, 730 square metres, underpinning your prospective purchase. Absolutely beautiful. Build an emotional connection and increase the price of the property from the very moment that you move in. 4 bed, 2 bath and multiple car parking spaces. Beautiful open plan living, courtyard, swimming pool out the back. Now wrapping it around the property at a begin of 165 and 70. Once, done, finished and silent. 5. We'll take a 5 twice at a begin and 165. You're going to miss out now. Third and final call. All done. Finished. Taking 5s, definitely. We're taking 5s. At a begin 165 and 70. 70 it is. At a begin 170. Good gig. At a begin 170. Sorry?
Good news, we're on the market.
We're on the market and we're selling and answering your question. At a begin of 175, now I'll take any increment that we're on the market. At a begin of 175, at a begin of 175. 80, 75, 80, at a begin of 175, the offer at 80 to jump back in now. We're on the market and we are selling. Thank you to those that were tuning in. We're going to knock it down. We've seen 3 bidders fighting for it. At a begin $175,000 now. At the moment, you hold the keys if we do not see a better bidder offer. Bidders here, smack, bang, dead centre. Let's step up now and flex your auction muscles. We need to seize this opportunity or your competitors are going to purchase. You'll be in and out of more open inspections. Trying to find another family residence like this, surely you're not going to do it. And if you do, you run the risk on bidding higher than this on properties that you don't even like as much. At a begin, $175,000, we're going to knock it down if we do not see a better bid. Bid is here. At a begin of 175, going once, done, finished, silent, second time. 77, at a begin of 177 and back against you. 78, and if you're thinking of selling the team at Win Real Estate, they look forward to doing that for you. At a begin of 178, at a begin of 178 and 80, quickly, 78, 80, at a begin of 178 and 80, at a begin and 180, at a begin of 180, yes, quickly, 78, at a begin of 178, I'm going to knock it down. We'll park the mill, 178, you're in front here, smack bang, dead centre, holding the keys if nobody else jumps back in, or in for the first time for that matter. We're going to sell it away, jump back at a begin of 180, once, 78, done, finished, silent, twice, 2, at a begin of 180, at a begin of 180, at a begin of 180 and 5, at 185 now, good bid and good to see you again. At a begin of 185, stepping up when it means business. At a begin of 185, at a begin of 185, at a begin $185,000 now. At a begin of 185, at a begin of 185, at a begin of 185, bid is here. Any further interest? As each week goes by, the banks are making buyers jump through more hurdles. Borrowing capacities are declining. Are you sure you want to run the risk of not being able to spend this in a couple of weeks' time? And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. At a begin of 185, I've seen it firsthand on multiple occasions. Let's jump back in front at a begin of 105, at a begin of 185, at a begin of 105. Let's not make this an afternoon where you reflect back on it and think to yourself, I should have listened to the auctioneer and bid an extra $5 or $10,000. At a begin of 185, let's jump back in front now, or I'm going to knock it down and you'll be walking out a bit more open inspections. Real estate agents will be calling you back on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, but you're not going to answer their phone calls, are you? Because you've saved all the numbers you know to ignore them. And a Friday afternoon comes along, it's a private number, and bang, they've got you in a conversation that you don't want to be in. And it begins $185,000. And it begins 185. And it begins 185. And it begins 185. Any interest out the back now? You're definitely out. Haven't seen you for about $100,000 worth. Jump back in at a begin. And 185. And a begin of 185. And a begin of 185. And a begin of 185. And a begin 185. And a begin of 185. Jump back. Done. Finished. Silence. 186. Yes? At a begin 186. At a begin 186. And I'll leave you with this thought if you need a bid again. The price that you've identified the property's worth based on your calculations and what you're willing to spend from the very moment that you move in with your family, assuming that's your intention, the price to you is going to escalate, and it's going to escalate rapidly. And it begin 186 now, so I don't blame you for bidding. And it begin 186 now, the same is true for you. At 1,186,088 now, welcome back, doubling your increment. And it begin 188, bid is here, front and centre. We're going to knock it down if we do not see a better bidder offer. And it begin 188. Once again, if you're thinking of selling, the team at Win Real Estate looks forward to doing that for you. Yes, the team at Win Real Estate looks forward to talking to you about the method and process involved in selling your property. Ain't that right, Aldwin? It'll begin 188. Now I'm going to knock it down. If we do not see a better bidder offer, I'll tempt you back with a $500 bid. It'll begin 188. Please do bear with me. I preempted this in the introduction. If I was selling your property, I'd do the exact same thing and you'd love it. It'll begin 188 now, 500. I purchased my family home with a $500 bid 3 years ago, so I know through personal experience that $500 bids can rapidly accelerate the growth of your family's future. I wouldn't be backing away, just $500 more, $2,500 above your last bid, approximately $2.50 per week, with interest repayments higher than your last offer. Let's not back away for such a small denomination. It'll begin 188 now with your competition. You're in second place now. Let's jump back once. Done. Finished. Silence. I know that it's worth bidding $500. Matter of fact, a few months ago in Burwood, I sold a property with a $1 bid. It completely caught me off guard. I've sold it for $10 bids, $200 bids, and bought my own for a $500 bid. And if you don't believe me, you can Google it. There's an article written about the $1 bid one immediately afterwards. And it'll begin 188 now. Let's just jump back for a little $500 increment. Promise yourself just one final bid. And it'll begin at 188 and 500. I wouldn't be backing down for such a small level. It'll begin at 188 now and 500, but at the moment you are on top now. Fairly bid and offered, front and centre. It'll begin 188 and 500 to jump back now. It'll begin 188 and 500, 88, 500, 88. 500 now. It'll begin 188 and $500. Here's your final chance to jump back. It'll begin 188 and 500 for your final chance now. Bid is with your competitors. Please do bear with me. I can understand you're probably getting frustrated. It'll begin at 188. I'm simply doing my job here. It'll begin at 188. I'm an auctioneer representing the seller, not a buyer's agent. It'll begin at 188 and 500 to jump back. Bid is here, 500. Here's your opportunity to seize this moment. It'll begin at 188, at 88, at 88, at 88. It'll begin 188 and $500 more now. You've all been great thus far. Let's jump back in front for a little 500 more. It'll begin 188, $2.5 grand. So what do you mean by that, a million? 190, 500. It'll begin 190 and 500. It'll begin 190 and 500. It'll begin at 190 and 500. Let's jump back in. It'll begin at 190 and 500. It'll begin 190 and 500. 91 and 500? Yep.
1,000.
So bid 191 and 500, confirming the bid. Welcome back. Yep. At a bid 191 and 500. Good to see you once again and back in front. At a bid 191 and 500 and back against you. At a bid 191 and 500. At a bid 191 and 500 at 92. Yes. 91 and 500. You didn't exercise your right yet to bid the 500. At a bid 191 and 500, so I can use that line again. True story, by the way. At a bid 191 and 500, jump back in at 192. 91 and 500 the bid now. Any further interest? Have we got any further interest? In or out? Out? You've said it a few times, but jump back in every single other. How can I take that seriously here? At a bid of 191 and 500, we'll take 250. 91 and 750. At 91 and 750, yes? 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 Right. 91 and 500. At a bid of 191 and 500, definitely out. Ma'am, there's someone looking at you. At a bid of 191 and 500, definitely out. I appreciate your bidding. You've been great. You're in front. It appears as though you've defeated your competition. Once at a bid, 191 and 500. Twice. If you're thinking of selling, have a conversation with the team from Win Real Estate about the method and process involved in attempting to recreate this situation at the front of your property. Ain't that right, Aldwin? Third and final call. At a bid 191 and 500, and I look forward to being booked in for auction day as well. Just make it a couple of weeks in advance. You know my calendar packs up, Aldwin. At a bid 191 and 500, we're going to knock it down here. We are selling, sold, well bought.